Hello, listeners. Hmm. I'm Yiskah Cook, and I'm going to double up today and do an analysis of my own dream that I had last night, as well as a segment on multiple sclerosis. Mindfulness Multiple Sclerosis is my second podcast. And so I'll start with the dream. Um, and then whoever needs to can move along with their day. So I had a dream that I was talking with someone, an equestrian person, and I think I was at a show, and or maybe it was jumping, jumping show, and she asked me if I ride, and I said, well, I don't ride, but I grew up with horses all my life, and I was telling her about my father who owned and had like part ownership in various different racehorses. So, and then I think my dad was there. I was explaining what he does, and he was there, and he was actually in a sulky, like behind a horse. These are trotters and pacers. That's the way you race them. And he was racing around the track. And so that's just a fragment. But beware of the fragments, fellow dream workers. We know this. So, I'm just looking at it. I'm going to explore it with my dream friend Ellen later. But for right now, I'm thinking of my dad so much. Um, I recently was thinking, I give a lot of thought to my deceased loved ones. I don't know if you can see on my bookshelf to my right, I have on the top of the bookshelf is my deceased loved ones shelf. So, in other words, it's my little altar, I suppose. Um, it came to my attention that is I know my dad had done that. I saw a picture of him, and that's actually the image I have from the dream. He had done that, racing around the track. And what I really wanted to ask him now, which I never did as a little kid or as a teenager, what I really want to ask him is, was that exhilarating? Was that like the most exhilarating thing you've done in your life? I mean, I don't know. He also had, when he was a young man, had worked on a boat as as a prep cook. So I just miss my dad. I want to know more about his life. I want to know more about his stories. So I guess I'll go through it as my teacher Robert Moss has coined the lightning dream work method. Because more than anything, I want to empower listeners to reflect on their own dreams. And so this is a way one can do that. So what would I title this dream? I'm gonna title this dream Sulky. Like the sulky that you race in behind the horse. Okay, and now it's a reality check. So yes, my father had done that at least once to my knowledge. I imagine more. He did own racehorses and was part owner in different racehorses. We used to watch them race at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, and also at, oh, what was that one in New York? Oh no, Freehold, at Freehold. That's also New Jersey. Um, and we would win. We'd all go down to be in the winner circle pictures. So that was a big part of my growing up was we would go to the track. And then my sisters, all her friends, she was older, all her friends would go to the track and then be in the winner circle pictures. So that was a really special time of my life. Um, and I guess next we would do projections. So if this were my dream, I would think that because I have been thinking of my father so much, and he's been in my mind, he's been in my consciousness, and I would think that It's kind of like a little gift, a little, you know, I love the idea of the God wink that lets me know I'm on the right path. And then so Robert Morse would ask, could any of this, could any of this happen? I always think that's one of the more important questions. So yeah, I mean no, because my dad's deceased, but yes, he did ride in the sulky. Um, I suppose I can go back to a track. Maybe that might be fun. I won some money when I went when I was a little girl. I was a lucky little girl. So how can I honor this dream? Um, I could go back to the track. I'll do that. Ask my sister if she wants to go to the track. Okay. Thank you, listeners. If you're just here for the dream stream, ciao. If you're here for Mindful MS, um, so as we all know who have MS and who are loved ones of people who struggle with MS, there's not only are there good days and bad days, there's good moments in the day and there's bad moments in the day. And so, what I have been doing for myself is some of the physical therapy exercises that I've learned. I've had MS since 1997. So I have learned various exercises to do that I do them. Um, such as leg lifts and, I want to strengthen my core. So anything that would strengthen my core, sit-ups and, maybe twists but mostly, and included with that, I love the yoga. I love the stretching. And so, my friend Michelle, who's my yoga buddy, she picked up a rug, like a strip of rug somewhere with like padding under it and brought it to me. So it's perfect because for some reason my bones and my skin are so sensitive. So I can't just like get down on a yoga rug on a hard floor because my floor is just acrylic tile over like a concrete slab, I think. So I got down. So I want to get down on it, but I'm always a little fearful, and this is why. So I got down on the rug and and I had, oh, what a stretch to lie on the floor and just stretch out your back, lift up your legs, put out your arms. There's so many stretches. But then, and my friend was over, and then I couldn't get back up. And she helped me, but she recently hurt her hand. And also she had her shoulder in a skiing accident, so she didn't really have the body strength to like lift me up. And I was down on the floor for like a little while. I know it caused her distress. I wasn't really distressed because I knew at some point I'd figure it out. As long ago are the days where I had to call, the fire department to help me get up from falling down. But that was some years ago. But I did have to do that, but not this time. Um, so that was a real struggle. And that kind of loops back around to another dream fragment I had, which is I dreamed that I was sitting on a couch and somehow ended up on the floor. And I was in that little panic, like that same panic that I was in the other day. But then I realized, oh, but I was sitting on a low bench. So I was actually fine. So, it just happened. It happened. And I hope it won't happen. I think I'm going to start physical therapy again because I have found that is, so I've had MS since I was, what, 26, and now I'm 55. So, I think it's the physical therapy and the positive attitude and my deep, faith in a higher power and in manifestation. All these things, I think, contribute to doing doing well and being so grateful for it. All right, I think that's maybe all I have to say right now. But I can't remember how I used to sign off the MS podcast. But I know how I sign off the Dream Stream. So, hold the mode, Metukim.